Welcome back to Science to Sleep By. Tonight, as the world grows quiet and the sky stretches wide above us, we turn our attention to something simple yet surprisingly mysterious: Earth's moon, or perhaps moons. Guided by the work of scientists and organizations like NASA, we'll gently explore what orbits our planet, what we once thought, and what we are still discovering. Let your mind drift as curiosity replaces urgency and as science becomes something soft, slow, and comforting. For most of human history, the answer to question how many moons does Earth have has been simple: one. That simple luminous body we see glowing softly in the night sky has been a constant presence for billions of years. Known simply as the moon, it is Earth's only permanent natural satellite orbiting our planet at an average distance of about 384,400 kilometers. Scientists believe the moon formed roughly 4.5 billion years ago, likely after a Mars sized object collided with the early Earth, sending debris into orbit that eventually coalesced into moon we know today. This theory, widely supported by planetary scientists and reinforced by data collected through missions led by NASA, helps explain why the moon's composition is so similar to Earth's outer layers. Over time, the moon became more than just a celestial object, it became a stabilizing force for Earth itself. Its gravitational pull influences ocean tides, creating rhythmic rises and falls that shape marine ecosystem. It also helps stabilize Earth's axial tilt, which in turn regulates our climate over long periods. Without the moon, scientists suggest that Earth's season could be far more chaotic. For generations, people across cultures have looked up at this same moon, telling stories, making time, and navigating the darkness. It has been a clock, a calendar, and a companion. From ancient astronomers to modern scientists, the moon has always been a source of fascination. And yet, as science advances, the simplicity of one moon begins to soften, revealing a more nuanced and intriguing reality. While Earth has one permanent moon, scientists have discovered that our planet occasionally hosts temporary moons, small asteroids that become briefly captured by Earth's gravity. These objects, sometimes called mini moons, are not like our familiar moon. They are much smaller, often only a few meters across, and their orbits are unstable and short lived. One notable example is 2006 RH-120, a small near Earth object that orbits Earth for about a year before drifting back into space. According to observations and analysis spotted by NASA, these temporary satellites are relatively rare, but not impossible. They are captured when their trajectory and speed align just right with Earth's gravitational field, allowing them to loop around our planet for a time. Eventually, the delicate balance breaks and they escape back into solar orbit. More recently, in 2020, astronomers identified another possible mini moon known as 2020 CD3, which had likely been orbiting Earth for several years before being detected. These discoveries suggest that Earth's gravitational influence extends beyond its permanent moon, occasionally pulling in small cosmic wanderers. While these Temporary moons are too small to see with naked eye and too fleeting to become part of human culture. They add a layer of complexity to our understanding of Earth's soundings. In a quiet way, they remind us that space is not static, it's dynamic, ever changing, and full of subtle interactions. So, while we may say Earth has one moon, science gently adds some time for a little while we have more. Beyond temporary moons, there exists another fascinating category of objects known as quasi satellites. These are asteroids that orbit the Sun just like Earth does, but in such a way that they appear to orbit Earth as well. One of the most well known example is 469219 Kamo, a small asteroid that follows a path synchronized with Earth's orbit. From our perspective, it seems to circle our planet almost like a second moon. However, unlike a true satellite, it is not gravitationally bound to Earth in the same way. Instead, it is locked in a complex orbital dance with both Earth and the Sun. Scientists studying these objects, including researchers collaborating with NASA, have found that quasi satellite can remain in this state for hundreds or even thousands of years. Kamo, for instance, is thought to be a fragment of moon itself, possibly ejected during an ancient impact. This makes it not only a companion to Earth but perhaps a distant relative of our moon. The idea that Earth might have a hidden second moon is both poetic and scientifically intriguing. It challenges our definitions and encourages us to think more carefully about what it means to orbit a planet. These quasi satellites are not visible to the naked eye, and their motion is subtle and complex, but they are real. They exist quietly, sharing our journey around the sun, reminding us that even in the vast emptiness of space, relationships and patterns emerge. As we drift deeper into this understanding, the answer to our original question becomes less about counting and more about appreciating the layers of motion that surround us. To truly understand how many moons Earths have, we must gently explore the concept of orbits and gravity. Every object in the space is influenced by the gravitational pull of other objects and the path they follow, called orbit, are the result of a delicate balance between motion and attraction. Our moon remains in orbit because its forward motion through space is perfectly balanced by Earth's gravitational pull. If it moved too slowly, it would fall toward Earth. If it moved too quickly, it would escape into space. This balance creates a stable, repeating path. Temporary moons and quasi satellites, on the other hand, exist in less stable conditions. Their paths are influenced not only by Earth but also by the Sun and other planets. Scientists at NASA use complex mathematical models and observation to track these objects, predicting their movement and understanding their behaviors. These calculations reveal that space is not a simple system but a dynamic network of force and motions. Even small changes in a speed or direction can lead to entirely different outcomes over time. This is why temporary moons eventually leave and why quasi satellites maintain their unique paths. As we reflect on this, there is something calming in the precision of it all. The idea that even in the vastness of space, there are rules, patterns, and rhythms. Gravity, through invisible, shapes the cosmic in predictable ways. And within that structure, Earth and its moon continue their quiet dance, orbiting together through the darkness. From a cultural perspective, Earth has always had one moon. It is the moon of poetry, of calendars, of stories passed down through generations. It is the simple moon that inspired early astronomers to study the heavens and led to the development of modern science. Even today, when scientists speak of the moon, they are referring to this singular dominant body. Organizations like NASA continue to study it in detail, sending missions to map its surface, analyze its composition, and prepare for future human exploration. Yet, science also invites us to expand our definitions. When we include temporary moons and quasi satellites, the answer becomes more nuanced. It is not that Earth suddenly has many moons in the traditional sense, but rather than our planet exists in a complex environment where multiple objects can at times share a gravitational relationship with it. This dual perspective, one simple, one complex, reflects the nature of science itself. It allows us to hold on to familiar truths while also embarrassing new discoveries. As we drift through this understanding, we can appreciate both views. We can look up at the night sky and see one moon, steady and bright. And we can also know quietly that beyond our vision, other small companions may be passing through, orbiting briefly, or moving in harmony with us around the sun. As technology advances, our ability to detect and study small objects in space continues to improve. The telescope becomes more sensitive, data analysis becomes more precise, and our understanding of near Earth space grows deeper. Scientists working with NASA and other institutions are constantly scanning the skies, searching for new objects that might enter Earth's gravitational influence. It is likely that more temporary moons will be discovered in future, some perhaps staying longer or behaving in unexpected ways. There may even be quasi satellites we have not yet identified, quietly sharing our orbit. These discoveries don't change the fundamental nature of Earth's moon, but they enrich our understanding of environment around our planet. They remind us that space is not empty but filled with moon and possibility. As we continue to explore the question, how many moons does Earth have, may evolve further, not because the answer changes dramatically, but because our perspective becomes more detailed. And there is something soothing in that idea that knowledge is not fixed but gently expanding like the universe itself. Each discovery adds a new layer, a new note in the quiet symphony of space. So, how many moons does Earth have? The answer, like the night sky itself, depends on how you choose to look at it. In the simplest and most familiar sense, Earth has one moon, our constant companion and steady, guiding tides and lighting the night, but through the lens of modern science, spotted by the careful work of scientists and organizations like NASA, we see that the story is richer. There are temporary moons that visit briefly and quasi satellites that share our path around the sun. These are not moons in the traditional sense, but they are part of Earth's extended family in space. As you rest and let your thoughts slow, you might imagine these quiet travelers, small, distant, and unseen, moving gently through the darkness, sometimes drawing close, sometimes drifting away, and through it all, the moon remains constant and calm, a symbol of continuity in the changing universe. And now, as the night deepens and your mind grows still, let this thought settle softly. The universe is vast, yet understandable, complex, yet peaceful. Above you, one moon shines, while other may come and go, unseen and silent. And like them, thoughts too can drift in and out without needing to stay. Rest easy and let the quiet rhythm of cosmos carry you into sleep. Good night.